Bruce. I'm a Chinese American who happens to be in the Philippines, and this is a free, completely unplanned monologue. There's some construction going on outside. That's pretty normal here. I can talk about anything and everything. My goal is to create a podcast. Not really a podcast, but more like a platform where I can talk for hours and hours on end without interruption. As you can probably tell, I'm someone who is isolated. Whether that is through the result of my own choices or my personality. Nevertheless, here we are. If you happen to visit the Philippines, keep in mind that the Philippines is a dystopia, a very dysfunctional society where you will meet good and bad people, where you will encounter all kinds of people. In this land, up is down, left is right. What you think is the problem is not actually the problem. And what you think will solve the problem only makes the problem worse. This is a haven for American expats, foreigners who wish to retire here. Anything is possible here, as long as you have the money. We live today in an age where cash is king, but connections are supreme. And in this land, you need to know the right people, just like anywhere else. So, if you consider coming here, and you're a foreigner, most of you will have the time of your life. Many of you will face the unbearable traffic, and some of you might just get robbed. And then there are some of you who come here and marry a Filipina. And some of you come here to do business. Whatever it is you're coming here for, there's something here for you. This country is both a paradise and a nightmare, depending on which class you're in, what culture you come from, what your parents do, your friends, your location in this country, and some other factors. This place is unpredictable. Nothing is quite as it seems. One day, you're having a good time, then the next day, you wonder where the time went. One day, you feel low. The next day, when you think things can't get worse, when you think things couldn't get worse, they do. Yes, that is true of the human experience. This rambling improves my speaking skills and helps me overcome some anxiety and fear of criticism. Being judged is brutal, and no one loves to be judged. But our subconscious minds inevitably judge our surroundings and profile people. I see you. I wonder what you're thinking. I wonder who you're meeting. I wonder where you're going. I wonder what you plan on doing next week, next month, next year. In this age of interconnectedness, privacy is a real concern. Who knows? Something about you that you don't. Who could possibly be looking at your social media profiles without your knowledge? When you meet someone, are you really meeting them for the first time? It's thoughts like these, questions that we come across, which make us rethink everything we know. Everything is relative. Nothing is truly as it seems. The more you know, the more you realize how little you know. And when one knows everything, they realize that they in fact know nothing. And with much knowledge comes sorrow. Ignorance truly is a form of bliss. But wisdom excels folly as far as light excels darkness. Without wisdom, life will swallow you up, and you will go down without knowing why you went down. We may never really know why, how our lives turned out the way they turned out. But we must keep moving forward. This endeavor is an attempt to move forward. Vlogging is something which I've done before, but I've never done consistently. And doing it right now gives me a renewed sense of purpose. Depression, trauma, isolation, anxiety, social disorders cripple a person. A person's environment determines much of their success. Being able to enter a flow state is a major contributor to a person's well-being. Neglecting yourself will bite you later on. Wonder what you're thinking. Wonder if you think this person talking before you is a little crazy or spooky. Well, I can assure you that I'm in my right mind. And I know that this is something that I have to do. My first language was not English, it was Chinese. My friends and I speak English, but our spirit, our core, is not tied to a specific language. We grew up in a culture, in a westernized culture. However, we live in a very Asian country with the hallmarks of America. Philippines is a tiny outpost of America's strategic influence and a mini wannabe America. The Philippines is very different. We have the values of Asia, yet we strive to be like America. We are Asians in appearance, yet we are individualistic on the inside. We display collective behaviors in public, but so many Filipinos act like Americans. But the reality is, they're in the Philippines and not in America. So you must take the time to look inwards, just as Uncle Lyro said. But you must look outwards once again. That's what I have to say.